Okay, this of course is these two guys from a professional wrestling standpoint. I'll mention again, professional wrestling standpoint. So, Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar. Both of them have really good amateur backgrounds. Both of them have been in the world of mixed martial arts. Bobby Lashley 14-2, Brock Lesnar 6-3. Ironically, both are also born in July. Lashley, July of 76, and Lesnar, July of 77. They are both billed at 6'3". Difference in weight from their build weight is 8 pounds. Yes, Bobby Lashley, 6'3", 278. Brock Lesnar, 6'3", 286. And of course, their initials are the same. This, of course, in a professional wrestling context. Pulling these two guys, these are two mammoth individuals that are just... This is what happens when you have just genetic freaks of nature. These two guys are two massively strong individuals. Strong, quick, highly athletic. So again, putting these two guys in a professional wrestling context. So, I mentioned the mixed martial arts background because they both have it. I'm going to do this through my set of criteria. Now, of course, this is based off how they are portrayed in the world of professional wrestling. So, strength. Man, if I ever were to do this in like an actual 10-point system, we're looking like a 9.5 to a 9.6. These two guys are ridiculously built and powerful individuals. But I will actually give a slight edge to Brock Lesnar, just based on the way that he's normally built. He is built as an undeniably powerful wrestler. He's pretty much known for being quick and being very powerful. However, when it comes to speed, what they did with... Oh, that's actually not designed to do the center. Let me just fix that real quick. There we go. Bobby Lashley's build is not only being a strong individual, but also very explosive as well. Now you're probably thinking, if you go back and you watch the most recent Bound for Glory, and you see him deliver a spear, his spear is like he's shot out of a cannon. Both these guys are quick, but the way they portray Bobby Lashley as being in this massive individual who has explosive speed. Lesnar, of course, is shown just tossing bodies around left and right like it's nothing. Where Lashley does a similar thing, but they also show him having a tremendous amount of speed. Endurance. Now, the way they normally build Brock Lesnar is if you get past the first few minutes, he gets blown up quickly. Watch most Brock Lesnar matches. He gets a beat crimson red really quickly. And you can tell he's huffing. You can tell he's a large, muscular guy who I think just throws so much of his power and his energy into things, he just gets winded. Where Lashley, nope. Since he's doing a little bit he's doing more of the quicker side, and when he does his moves, it's a short, impactful, powerful move. He seems to just be able to maintain his breath a little bit better. Toughness refers to how well it is they actually take overall physical damage. And this is going to sound kind of odd, but I'll give it to Lashley as well. What they've shown from Lesnar is if you can hit Lesnar, he actually does sell that he's being hurt. Bobby Lashley was taking a tremendous amount of finishers, and it was doing almost nothing to him. Where Lashley, depending on the individual, like if it was Dean Ambrose, he would no-sell a lot of Dean Ambrose's offense. But he also sold a lot of it too. Someone like Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns' Superman punch to Lesnar, Lesnar sold it. It hurt Lesnar. It was pretty much, if you can weather that initial, just veritable onslaught from Lesnar, you got some good shots, you had a pretty good chance of being able to wear him down. Striking. Now I say striking, that is essentially bases the fact that Bobby Lashley's finisher is a spear. Both these guys have really solid ground and pound. And I know some probably say that the elbows of Lesnar were enough to split Randy Orton open like it was nothing. But when a man's finisher is splitting a man in half with a spear, that's impressive. Grappling, I'll give the grappling edge to... Are both nuts like that? I mentioned in a previous video I actually had an issue where I actually lost a lot of the information that I had on my... I had a bad Windows update, so I actually lost the old way of doing these. So from a grappling standpoint, this is Suplex City. This is straight up Suplex City. From a submission standpoint, while Lesnar hasn't done them a lot recently, he actually was very accomplished using the bear hug, as well as the stretch muffler or the Brock lock. And he also has a really sick ground and pound, and for a while he's using the Kimura as one of his finishers. Ooh, high flying. This entirely depends on what era we're specifically talking about. Lashley was great at launching himself over the top rope. His natural athleticism allowed him to just leap and just dive over that top rope beautifully. I know we'll never see him do it again, but if you go back to Lesnar's OVW days, the man had a beautiful shooting star press. He only did it twice in the E. One time he whiffed, because you see his foot slips, and that gave birth to the term Lesnar in a move, which never caught on because it was really pre-internet. But Lesnar, when he has the ability and the desire to, is ridiculously graceful for a man of his size. Over with the crowd. This is, if you were to put these two guys into any sort of arena, and you play that, I'm sorry, the crowd, even after he got busted for the drugs, because the UFC thing, he was still wickedly over. When I was in Chicago, we took on Orton, the moment that music hit, every person, everyone was standing. My leg was like, I really need to stand. We were at the intermission. It was like watching an army of meerkats and lemmings. Just, what's going on? Huh? Everyone rocketed up, and I was like, oh, there's that music. Pop. It's Lesnar. 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 So the moment that music hits, it's on. It is stupid on. Ring psychology. I'll get back to ring psychology. I'll go with mic work. Now I'm looking at Lesnar sans Paul Heyman. Just Lesnar. Who is passable on the mic. The way Bobby Lashley is built right now, he is a cool, confident, cocky destroyer. It's the character you want to see Roman Reigns have. It is that no one is on my level. Put them up in front of me. I will destroy them. And then he destroys them. But it's that confident, not quite arrogant cockiness of a guy who's like, hey, look at me. Look at you. I've got all the titles, except for the knockout belt. And I'm not a tag champ by myself. So his mic work recently has just been on point. Now it comes down to ring psychology. How do these guys work in the ring within the context of the match? Because we're tied up right now. I will give this one... I should give this one to Lashley. Basis his work in TNA. He has shown a tremendously strong character. And that character portrays very, very well when it comes to how he moves and how he works inside the ring. Brock Lesnar, during his time in the E, most recently, when he had the I'm the guy that ended the Undertaker streak, I'm the guy that's destroyed John Cena, that aura was ridiculous. And then he lost the title and he didn't get pinned. And then they had him lose to the Undertaker because of a kick to the junk. And then you can tell that Lesnar went from like, I really want this is awesome, I love being in front of the crowd, to meh. Current Lesnar, while still being a physical, he is a true physical attraction. The problem now is you can tell he's hit a point where he's like, meh. I have nothing left to prove. So he's getting to the point where he's not as into it as he used to be. It's the same way like when you watch Orton. When Orton cares, Orton is amazing. When Orton doesn't care, it's passable. And I would say right now, Lesnar's at that point where he doesn't even care as much as he did before. He just loves his position right now. Lashley definitely does appear to be hungry. So I think if these two guys were to meet, I do actually envision Bobby Lashley actually being able to beat someone like Brock Lesnar. And I would actually rather see if TNA goes under, or if the TNA brand gets deleted and Billy Corgan buys the remainder of whatever's left and then rebrands it Corgan Wrestling Classics or whatever. If Vince has the ability to poach a guy for an event, I would much rather see an individual like Bobby Lashley, who was groomed for stardom and then left. Also had a wife that had a wife that was fired and then filed a sexual assault claim. The same thing as Brock Lesnar's current wife, Rena or Sable. I would rather see them pass the rub of defeating Brock Lesnar to someone like Bobby Lashley, and then get a couple years out of Lashley, because at the age of 40, look at him. Look at him. He's got a couple more years left on him before he hangs his boots and he's done. I would rather see them give the rub to someone like Bobby Lashley than someone like Bill Goldberg.